All right, folks, buckle up because today we're diving into the lush, leafy world of luxury. Yeah, we're talking about the 15 most expensive indoor plants on this planet. And no, we're not kidding. Some of these green beauties cost more than your rent. Picture this velvety leaves worth thousands, variegated wonders that collectors fight over, and rare hybrids you can't just grab at your local nursery. This isn't your grandma's spider plant lineup. These are the elite, the botanical royalty of the houseplant world. So whether you're a hardcore collector, a curious plant lover, or just here to gasp at the price tags, you're in for a wild, leafy ride. All right, let's kick things off with the OG of plant prestige, the bonsai. These little trees might be small in size, but their price tags? Absolutely massive. Some bonsai trees are over 800 years old and have been passed down like precious family heirlooms, selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars. This isn't just a plant, it's a full-time relationship, because growing one takes years of patience, skill, and borderline obsession. The wiring, pruning, shaping, it's basically botanical sculpture with a side of zen. There's even an underground collector culture where people will quietly shell out a small fortune for the perfect curve on a juniper. Bonsai isn't just a decor piece, it's living art that demands respect. And when you see one that's been trained for decades, you just stand there quietly, like you're at a museum staring at $1 million painting that breathes. Next up, we've got the RHAPHIDOPHORA TETRASPERMA VARIEGATA, also known as the mini monstera, with a price tag that ain't so mini. This plant looks like it belongs on the cover of a designer magazine. Split leaves, creamy white marbling, and a vibe that just screams rare and expensive. What makes it so pricey? That gorgeous variegation isn't stable, so growers have to play genetic roulette just to get those perfect streaks. And when they hit the jackpot, boom, that plant could cost you thousands. It's the kind of houseplant that doesn't just sit pretty, it shows off. Collectors lose their minds over balanced variegation, which is basically the plant version of winning the genetic lottery. If you've got one of these in your living room, you're not just into plants, you're making a serious style statement with every leaf. Now here comes a plant that looks like it flew in straight from a luxury island resort, the STRELITZIA NICOLAI variegata. This is the variegated version of the white bird of paradise, and let me tell you, it does not come cheap. Those massive tropical leaves with creamy white patterns make it look like it's permanently catching the perfect lighting. What makes it so rare is how tough it is to get stable variegation at this size. Most plants this big are either green or green, but this one, it's a botanical supermodel. You won't find it at your average plant shop either. These babies are snapped up by collectors the second they hit the market. Owning one basically says, I love plants, but I also love flexing quietly with a 5-figure statement piece in my corner. All right, coming in hot with some serious plant flex, meet the Monstera Oceana Mint. This isn't your everyday Monstera. This one's rocking minty fresh variegation that looks like someone airbrushed it with a glacier breeze. The patterns are unpredictable and dreamy, which is exactly why collectors are willing to drop big bucks to own just one leaf. It's not just rare, it's ridiculously rare, with cuttings sometimes costing more than a weekend getaway. The catch? It's super slow growing, so if you're impatient, this plant is not here for you. But when it finally unfurls a new leaf with that icy mint splash, it's pure magic. Honestly, the Monstera Oceana Mint isn't just a plant, it's a full-blown personality. ALOCASIA Black Velvet Gold is not your average houseplant. It's the dark knight of the plant world, rocking jet black leaves with golden veins like it just stepped out of a luxury fashion shoot. This thing doesn't scream for attention, it whispers power. It's expensive because it's rare, slow growing, and honestly, kind of a diva needs just the right humidity, lighting, and attitude to thrive. What really makes collectors lose it is that contrast deep velvet black set against that subtle gold. It looks surreal in person. This isn't something you toss in a corner. It demands a spotlight, maybe even a pedestal. And let's be honest, if you own one, you're not just into plants, you're in the elite league of indoor plant royalty. Philodendron gloriosum variegata is straight-up velvet luxury, with those massive heart-shaped leaves that look like they belong in an art gallery. What makes this one special is the creamy white variegation that streaks across the dark green like a painter got bold. It's not just rare, it's painfully rare, and that's why even a cutting can cost a small fortune. It grows low and slow, crawling across the soil like it's too cool to rush. And when a new leaf unfurls, it's like a mic drop moment in the plant world, quiet, dramatic, and totally worth the wait. The SCINDAPSUS RUBICON variegated is one of those plants that looks like it was designed by a luxury brand. Deep, moody leaves, splashed with soft silver and cream, giving it this bold, velvety look that instantly catches your eye. It's super rare and even harder to find in the variegated form, which is why collectors treat it like treasure. This one doesn't grow like a weed either, it takes its time. And every new leaf feels like scoring front-row tickets to a sold-out show. The texture's thick and leathery, almost like it's built to last forever. And honestly, having this plant in your home is like owning a secret, quiet, rare, and undeniably expensive. Philodendron caramel marble variegated is pure plant candy, with massive leaves that swirl in shades of green, cream, and that rich, golden caramel tone that makes collectors lose their minds. This plant doesn't just sit there, it glows, like someone melted luxury into its foliage. It's rare, no doubt, but what makes it elite is how unpredictable and unique each leaf is. No two look alike, which turns every new one into a custom work of art. It grows big, bold, and unapologetically gorgeous, making it the centerpiece of any collection. And with prices soaring into the thousands, owning one is like saying, yeah, I invest in living art. ANTHURIUM, king of spade, lives up to its name. It's bold, commanding, and looks like royalty in plant form. Those massive dark green leaves have this fierce, pointed shape that makes you stop and stare, like it's challenging every other plant in the room to keep up. What really sets it apart is the velvety texture and dramatic veining that practically glows under the right light. It's rare, and I mean rare to the point where collectors will drop serious cash just to get a healthy specimen. This plant doesn't grow fast, and it definitely doesn't tolerate sloppiness. Care has to be on point or it throws a tantrum. But if you get it right, it rewards you with a throne-worthy presence that steals the spotlight without even trying. Philodendron Pink Princess is the drama queen of the plant world. And honestly, she earns that title with every splash of bubblegum pink across those dark green leaves. It's not just pretty, it's painfully pretty. And that rare coloration is what drives collectors wild. You never know what the next leaf will look like. Some come out fully pink, others with streaks or speckles, and that unpredictability makes it feel like plant roulette every time it grows. The price tag? Oh yeah, it's up there, especially for ones with high variegation. It's a slow grower too, which just adds to the suspense, like waiting for a plot twist. And when it finally pops out that perfect pink leaf, you're not just proud, you're borderline emotional. Like, yep, this one's the star of the shelf. Monstera obliqua is the plant world's version of a unicorn, so rare, so delicate, and so ridiculously expensive, it almost feels made up. Those paper-thin leaves are more whole than leaf, looking like lace crafted by nature herself. It's often mistaken for the Monstera adansonii, but real collectors know the obliqua is a whole different beast. It's super fragile, slow to grow, and needs that perfect humidity or it'll throw in the towel. Prices can hit thousands for a single-rooted specimen, and even then, it's like babysitting a celebrity high maintenance, but worth it. The hype is real, because owning one means you're not just into plants, you're deep in the game. It's the kind of plant you don't show off casually, you whisper about it like a secret only a few people understand. Philodendron tortum is like the rebel in the philodendron family. No big broad leaves here, just wild skeletal foliage that looks like a tropical lightning bolt. It's edgy, it's weird in the best way, and it instantly gives your plant shelf that cool, architectural vibe. What makes it pricey is the fact that it's not widely available, and propagation takes time, so supply stays low, while demand just keeps climbing. It grows slow and needs stable conditions, but once it settles in, it throws out those crazy spiral stems like it's building a jungle sculpture. Collectors love it because it's different, bold, rare, and totally unpredictable. If you're showing off a tortum, you're not just collecting plants, you're curating a living art exhibit. The fiddle-leaf fig tree is the diva that took over Instagram and never left. With those big, violin-shaped leaves that practically shout, "Look at me." It's bold, sculptural, and when grown tall, becomes an instant focal point in any room, like living green furniture. But here's the thing, this plant might be popular, but the large mature ones with perfect form? Yeah, those come with a hefty price tag. It's picky too much water, not enough light. One dramatic sigh and it drops leaves like it's quitting life. Still, people chase it because when it's thriving, it's pure plant goals. Walking into a room with a 6-foot-tall fiddle-leaf fig is like walking into a magazine shoot. And yeah, it knows it's the star. HOYA CARNOSA COMPACTA, also known as the Hindu rope plant, is a total show-off in the best way possible with thick, twisted, waxy leaves that look like nature tried origami and nailed it. It's not just cool looking, it's also rare in its variegated form, which sends the price climbing fast. The leaves curl and tangle like a green jungle braid, and when it blooms, those clusters of star-shaped flowers are basically the plant's way of saying, yeah, I'm worth every penny. It grows slow, needs bright light, and definitely takes its time to impress. But once it does, it becomes the star of your hanging collection. If you've got a healthy one spilling over its pot, congrats, you're officially a plant boss with a serious eye for rare beauty. Philodendron Jose Buono wraps up the list like a true finale act, with massive, paddle-shaped leaves splashed in creamy white variegation that looks like someone went full abstract artist with a paintbrush. Each leaf is totally unique, and that unpredictable pattern is exactly what makes this plant so desirable and pricey. It's a fast grower compared to some of the other collector plants. But that doesn't make it easy. It still needs the right balance of light, humidity, and patience to show off its best side. Mature specimens with bold variegation can go for big bucks. And honestly, once you see one in person, you get why. It's not just a plant, it's a statement piece, a collector's flex, and a leafy reminder that rare doesn't always mean fragile. Sometimes it just means fabulous. And there you have it, 15 of the most jaw-droppingly expensive indoor plants from around the world. Whether you're a collector, a curious plant lover, or just here for the price tags, one thing's clear, these green beauties are worth every leaf. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more wild plant facts and rare finds.